So we're going to do is create this podcast, a group of friends to which there was just stupid reasons. Forget to be at right hand of the news desk. Well, one of the hot things this week on Disney Plus particularly is Ivan.
I don't think I know that one.
Full title is The One and Only Ivan.
Huh. Yeah, I've never heard of that one before. Nice poster, though.
Seems this is another wave of DuckTales and potentially Darkwing Duck content coming in a couple of months.
Ooh.
Pony Anatomy revealed a new dissection toy from Mighty Jaxx.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know how to feel about that one. Just kind of weird.
CW announces Supernatural returning in October with its final 7 episodes.
Oh, I thought that's still going on. Also, if you started the show, I should probably get the game up and running.
I was trying to tell you to get the video ready.
Sorry, I thought you meant the video you linked in the Discord chat. It's like, wait, why do I need the video? I actually have the thing. Okay, let me pull it. I actually had the video ready. If I can just scroll down.
Gotta remember to do versus it next time.
Oh, weird. It's like a small image thing on Discord. What's up with that? Yeah, that's weird. think I might have an idea why. Because I recorded in 10. It, I recorded in 1080, but wait, can I? Yeah, Discord only allows you to go up to 720e unless you pay for Nitro. That's why it's doing the shrinking, I think.
Huh.
Hey, we're learning. Yeah, I'll have to modify the settings when I record next time. Yeah, that'll be kind of irritating. Anyway, I was
So,
like,
let me see.
I wonder if there's a program that a media player that allow you to downscale. I'll have to look that up.
We'll start working.
Anyway,
Yeah, we'll start.
back to the news desk.
We'll start. We'll start working trying to. We'll start working on that point of the layout. We'll start working on that point of the layout. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse star Jake Johnson hopes to return as Peter Parker for the sequel.
Cool. Yeah, I hope that happens too.
Yeah, that might actually do it. Certainly glad I finally managed to master somewhat the transform settings for OBS.
Seems like there's a setting to override aspect ratio. That's not what I want. That doesn't really help. Oh well, we'll figure it out for next week.
Well, the Del Toro animated film Troll Hunters: Rise of Titans set for Netflix release next year.
Yes, Troll Hunters. Don't really know what it's about. I assume it's about hunting trolls, I guess. I've only heard about it from fanfic crossovers that I haven't read. Which, surprisingly enough, is how I learn about a lot of things. Okay, not so much from the things I don't read, but from fanfic crossovers.
It's a Del Toro project, though, so it should be interesting. Well, apparently it's been teased that Harry Styles and Brad Pitt are going to be in a movie together.
Oh. Any idea? Any idea which kind of movie? Or just that they're going to be in a movie together?
faster, cheaper, better. Synopsis. Film spans 20 years, multiple locations, with repeat stories of countless characters involving union boss, young businessman, inland farm manager, tech millionaire. Lives are cut short when automation and artificial intelligence transform the world as we know it. At the end, everyone must fix the meaning of being human.
What are those kind of films?
Yeah. The Raid of Kong Skull. The Raid of Kong Skull Island is reported to be directing. Speaking of which, Pitt and on a semi-related note, Pitt and Aniston reunited for a live table reading of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Also new in the development stages, Tom Cruise and SpaceX are getting together for a space movie.
It's like, sure.
Well, things have cooled down here. Well, even though things have cooled down around here, Death Valley apparently reached a higher temperature than its original record, 135.
Yeesh. I hate to be there.
So the tall thermometer there is going to need a bit of a adjustment. Sony's Craven the Hunter has landed a director. Triple fronter Helmer J.C. Chandor.
No clue who that is, but like, hey, that movie, cool.
Well, it seems Bat Flick, as fans are calling him, is returning for The Flash.
In other news, The Flash is still happening. Yeah, it's like, wait, that thing's still happening? Eh. So yeah, they don't have to recast. Woo! And perhaps I'll actually get to play Batman in a good movie. Well, we'll see if it's a good movie.
Yeah. On a related note, the Patterson film was teased to have the Riddler in it. Also, early gameplay footage was revealed for Gotham Knights. On a similar note, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game was also trailer also dropped.
Yeah, I just heard about that today. Like, huh, cool, I guess.
Two, two cap off our comic book related stuff for this week. The Spawn, the Spawn reboot film that Todd McFarlane teased almost a decade ago.
Yeah,
When he said that when he said he was halfway through the script of a planned reboot, when he said he was halfway through the script.
right.
Yeah, that's still happening.
Huh. Yes, the reboot after one film. Unless there was a second film I didn't know about. I mean, it was the 90s, so there could have been.
Reportedly, principal photography was presumably commenced February a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
So, was anyone wondering when Sponge on the Run was ever going to get released? Well, Netflix has recently slated to bow internationally on Thursday, November 5th.
Okay.
Time for another point out. New game, Project Mania, was announced.
Yeah, that is a vague title. It's like I know it's like not the actual title, but like, hey, this is the thing that we're working on. Like, hey,
Well, during news and the previews they released, so
oh yeah, the beta for the Avengers game is out. I saw a little bit of it. Looks all right. Wait, what? Apparently they made a Fast and Furious game. Didn't expect that.
finally on the casualty reports this week. Second Ring of Honor World Champion Xavier. Singer Trini Lopez. And drummer Frankie Benali.
Hmm. Right. For the subject matter this week.
Not large in the recognition matter, especially in our department, but still they were on Twitter at various points, so worth noting.
Hmm.
Anyway, who would have thought we'd run into another mid-series hiatus with Pony Life?
Yeah, normally it'd be after like episode 13, but well, they've been doing two episodes of they've been doing 2 episodes a week, so that wouldn't really work. So hey, comic time again. Woo! And this time, I actually have a physical copy.
So yeah, it's a bit fortunate that we managed to get. So it's a bit fortunate that we finally got some season 10 material at some point or there.
Speaking of the actual season 10 comics, though, turns out when I set up the subscription box, I guess I got there too late to get in for like the first issue, so they had to order one of those. So yeah, I still don't have the comic yet. So it's a good thing that we're going to be talking about the 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 free comic book day issue.
To be fair, with the comics, there's a lot of multi-issue stories, and it looks like that we're going to have a multi-issue story. So yeah.
True. Although whether or not they have each comic acting like an episode, so basically being a two-part, two-parter thing, we'll see. Because that would kind of keep with like the TV show format, you know. Except if they did that, they would have had to bring out bring out issues 89 and 90 on this at the same time. For the full two-part premiere.
Looks like they're doing it the old-fashioned way.
Yep. Let me maneuver myself a bit so I can actually read the comic properly. Get some backlighting. Okay. So the comic begins in Canterlot at the castle. Spike is woken up by a guard. Because basically Spike asked them to. He tries to go back to sleep, but the guard's like, yeah, you told me to stop you from doing that too. So, hey, Spike had some foresight into that. Good on him. But yeah, he asked the guard to wake him up because today is the first sunrise with Twilight as the ruler of Equestria. So yeah, okay. So is in charge, and like the guards around, and like, okay, we're good. Twilight's probably freaking out a bit. She always does that. It's normal for her. But don't worry. She has your support. She can get through this. Everything's good. So Spike decides to go check on the preparations. Applejack's in the kitchen helping, make food. One would expect that to be Pinkie Pie's job, but, she has other stuff. But, I'm sure she'll show up eventually. But yeah, it's like, AJ's there making sure everything goes good. And I realized I probably should have did a quick read through before as just so I had it a bit more stored in memory. Anyway, so kitchen's all good, so off to go find Pinkie Pie, and yeah, apparently she was getting a cupcake, a jammed cupcake out of a tuba. Like internally, I knew it was a tuba, but my mind was like, "Is it a tuba? It's a tuba." But yeah, apparently Pinkie Pie is with the band. So yeah, that's helping out with that. So next up, Rainbow Dash. You know, clean up the skies, the usual for her. But yeah, Spike asks Rainbow Dash if he. Not going off of a list this time, so I'm actually focusing on what I have to say is a bit. This is more off the top of my head, even though I'm reading a comic. So yeah, Spike asks Rainbow Dash to drop him off at where Fluttershy is and starts heading towards the castle. Fluttershy is rehearsing with the birds. It's like, ooh, season 1 flashbacks. It's like,
Roosters, to be precise.
yes.
I should probably mention that a lot of this stuff is actually pretty similar to the Friendship Festival from the movie. Applejack,
Right.
AJ in charge of the banquet, Rainbow clearing the skies, and Fluttershy working the chorus.
Haven't thought about the movie in a while.
I love the fact that I'm still watching it.
But yeah, so Fluttershy's doing fine, though apparently Rarity's having some issues, and given the Spike we're talking about, he runs off towards Rarity. So yeah, goes to Rarity, it's like, something wrong with the dress? What's going on? Yeah, it turns out, Twilight never showed up. Yeah, Spike wasn't kidding in when he said she always ends up freaking out about something during stuff like this.
Also good to know Also good to know he's getting a little better at this co-leadership business, managing to pick up after certain messes that appear.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's basically been around Twilight his whole life. Like, he knows her. It's like he knows what's up. So yeah, the search is on for Twilight. She's not in her bed. The guards think maybe it was a break-in or a kidnapping. But okay, just scrolls and books scattered about. Aha! Spike knows where she is. She's in the library. Yeah, basically she's worried about like, okay, we all know it's Celestia and Luna, what their role was about. What's gonna be my deal? What what's my reign gonna be remembered for? And it's like, huh. But yeah, it's like, hey, don't worry about it. Like, you know, friendship. You're good at friendship. And then Spike reminds her, like, oh, hey, yeah, remember you're supposed to do that whole sun rising thing? And Twilight's like, oh, crap, I forgot. And, as she goes out and Rarity does help get her all set up and stuff. Though Twilight did skip a few steps. But, yeah, she raises the sun. And the band's out playing, the roosters are cock-a-doodle-doo. The
Crowing.
rooster's gonna rooster. And afterward, they have a nice banquet, and oh hey, the student's 6. Just noticed them. But yeah, it's like whatever her reign is, it's gonna involve all of her friends. And that's the end of that part of the comic. However, there's more than just that. There's a second. How many? There's a second story to this comic. Oh, it's the Guardians of Harmony story. Oh, ties into the toy line. Have they been doing this in the comics, or is this like something they decided to work in as a secondary story to a free comic book day comic? I I'm genuinely curious about that. Also, an advertisement for the Transformers My Little Pony Friendship in Disguise comic, which hopefully I'll be getting the first issue soon. So anyway, second story. So Cheese Sandwich is back in town, and he's there to throw a birthversary party for Pinkie Pie. And it's like, he's worried that, yeah, is Pinkie Pie gonna find out about this? No, we got her, we have her busy with Rainbow Dash. I was like, okay, good, everything's great. So off Twilight goes, and so you start setting up, and oh hey, look, it's Pinkie Pie. Whoops. Yeah, apparently, yeah. She was supposed to meet up with Rainbow Dash, but she never showed. And Pinkie Pie notices the setup, and it's like, hey, this looks like you're getting ready for a party. Hmm. But Cheese has a cover for this, like, hey, this party's for Sweetie Drops. Yeah, Lyra asked me to do a party for her. But Lyra always asks Pinkie to do a party. I don't know. And then Pinkie starts going off like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Is this that specific brand of party canning? Ooh. Like, how much confetti does it hold? Oh, hey, look, changelings. Bye, cheese. But yeah, Pinky's totally focused on the party cannon, and yeah, she notices that something's off about cheese. Like, doesn't like look quite right. And the pony that is definitely Cheese Sandwich shoves Pinkie Pie. And it's like, hey, what's going on? And then Cheese Sandwich shows up. And it's like, oh, changelings. And then blasts the changeling with a party cannon. But the changelings try grabbing the actual Cheese Sandwich and fighting him off. And she blasts him with the party cannon. Haha. To be specific, Cheese's party cannon. You know, the huge one. Loading it with boneless ammo.
We gotta tie into that we gotta tie into that toy from long ago, or
That's
not
what I
too
was
long
asking
ago.
about, the Guardians of Harmony.
It's been
But yeah,
it's been strangely quite a while since I was gonna, I was gonna say a little earlier. It's
it's been a
quite
while.
been a while since we've heard from that.
Yeah. But yeah, so Cheese has his party cannon, Pinkie Pie pulls out hers, and they start opening fire on the changelings until they retreat. I think, okay, that's taken care of. Hey, were you here to do my birthday party? Maybe. Want to help? Plan my own party? Sure, why not? So yeah, that was the second story. And yeah, overall pretty good. Wow, I just realized as we went through that really quickly. Then again, it was like short stories, so yeah. But yeah, the stories were pretty good. Even the second one was just like, hey, a comic tie into our merchandise. Though technically every My Little Pony comic is a tie into merchandise, but this one more so than usual. Wait, there's a Care Bears comic? Huh.
Wow, that's it's been a while since I last heard that last heard that sort of connection. Last I heard of such a thing was
I think I remember a while back, like, oh hey, they're rebooting Care Bears, and then that was like the last we've heard of it until now. But hey, it's a comic book. Like a tenth of it is always advertising other comics. That, because that's just how they do. Okay, just gonna bag that back up.
last I heard of it was the Star Division of Marvel.
Ah,
Interesting that IDW is going to be picking it up now.
yeah. Turn that light off. There we go. So yeah, the I'm just gonna call it the season 10 prologue comic was pretty good. Obviously, since it was a free comic book day comic, they couldn't exactly do any major plots or anything. But like, for what it is, yeah,
They did manage to tie the series transition point into what was adver- what was advertised in advance, obviously.
yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for the season 10 proper to start. Okay, I mean, it's already started. I can't wait for me to actually be able to get the comic.
And when I was referring to Spike getting ducks back in order, I was specifically referring to his improvements. I was specifically referring to how it's an improvement since Princess Spike.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like, yeah, remember the last time I'm Spike had any form of authority? Ugh, that was painful. But thankfully he's matured since then. And everyone else was pretty on point for what little portion of the comic they actually featured.
Ooh, I think that's Tony Fleet's associate at one of the tables.
Huh.
Yeah, I can specifically remember there's a lot more. Yeah, I can specifically remember there was a lot more tables than just the student six. So I took another check.
It just the six, or at least the ones that were actually able to fit on the panel, was what kind of stood out to me.
That's fair.
Oh, I wonder if we'll get more of the six in the comic. I hope so. I mean, I know a lot of it will be like, okay, Twilight's in charge of Equestria now. Shenanigans happen. But,
Well, given IDW's reputation of how they managed to do more for supporting cast,
yeah, that does give me hope. Yeah.
I somewhat knew the it was. I somewhat knew the entire thing was going to be short. A little strange that the YouTube upload didn't exactly cover the Guardians part of it.
Uh, yeah, I only kind of skimmed through the video. Oh, it's like, okay, oh, that's what we're talking about. I have that. Okay, don't need this anymore.
I remember you saying you had it, so
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah, at first when I saw on the link, it's like season 10 beginning. It's like, I don't have issue 89 yet. Like, then I actually click on the link, like, oh. I think, okay, I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, I was struggling a little bit trying to fill in the gap for this, struggling a little bit to try to fill in the gap for this week. Then I remembered, oh wait, the prologue is out.
Yeah. Even if I did have to spend like $6 to get it. And actually, like three, four, two-thirds of the cost was shipping. And this is why I set up a subscription box. So, like, I get a discount, and I don't have to pay shipping. Yay! And speaking of shipping, found out what happened to my April and May Japan crates. Apparently they weren't able to be delivered and got shipped back to the warehouse. So I'm getting a refund. So, yay! Also, no Kit Kat box because they're out of stock and can't reship it. Less yay.
Kind of expected something like that, given recent controversies regarding the postal service.
That and those months they were working with a different shipping service, and I think it was going by boat. They since switched over to a different service that is a lot more efficient. Even if I had to pay like an extra $5 a month, it's actually been showing up at a reasonable amount of time. But I'm kind of hoping by the wording of the email where they specifically specified that they're out of stock on the Kit Kat box and couldn't reship that they'll try to ship me the April and May boxes, and the refund is basically like, yeah, we're sorry about the screw up. Don't worry, those months are on us, kind of deal. Unlikely, but I can always hope. Plus, if they did do that, like, I would give them they would be getting thumbs up from me. Like, that is quality customer service. But yeah, the hell? Okay, Discord decided to do a derp. Okay, we good. Just making sure you can still hear me.
Yes.
You there?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Sorry, you were kind of quiet. It's like, okay, Discord did a weird thing. Is it connected right? Yeah, that's the second time this has happened with Discord. It's like, for whatever reason, it decides to do like a soft reboot. Anyway, right. Already recorded the first thing for the July box. And okay, my recording schedules depends on like, okay, what's the food plan? How many things can I sneak in calorie-wise before it starts to get a bit too much? I mean, I usually try for like 3 snacks, but it's like it varies.
Yeah, speaking of dietary related stuff. Quote, men should limit alcohol to 1 drink a day. Federal committee has apparently recently
1 drink
dictated.
a day? Oh darn it! I haven't been drinking enough alcohol.
The thing was, when that popped up, I remembered you were in the drinking it. You were in the drinking game at BronyCon, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Well, because the schedule's free. It's like, hey, that sounds fun. Plus, hey, chance at pony-themed alcoholic drinks. Why not?
Yeah, so that I could relate. Yeah, so that I best to relate that to you.
Ugh. But yeah, for the game video, we're showing like recorded that earlier today. Didn't actually do any talking over it because my sentences were a bit eh after after yesterday. Long story short, it was raining and it was humid, and that just messes with my nose. So it's like I wasn't even sure if I was gonna be sniffling and sneezing into this. Thankfully, that's kind of cleared up since then. But yeah, I might upload this as like just a, hey, here's game session of 20xx, no microphone though, whatever, enjoy. Like, eh,
I believe the appropriate term is walkthrough.
something like that. I also discovered that apparently the Final Fantasy 14 free trial isn't limited to 14 days anymore. So I might try that at some point. Yeah, I believe they basically switched over to the World of Warcraft model, where you can basically play until you get like the first expansion, and you can play up to like level 35. Like, okay, that sounds like a good business model. Like, you get people hooked first, and then when they're really into it, then you start charging them. Since before I was like, oh, 14 days, like that might not be quite enough to like get people, really hooked. Guys, like I was like, oh, good on an MMO for or getting people hooked so they have to spend money. It's like not exactly the message I'm kind of trying to go for, but as a general business model, I think that makes more sense, you know?
Anyway, I was going to say I knew the content for today would be relatively short. I just didn't expect to be a little bit longer on the second part of it, at least,
Ah,
or there would be a second story.
right. Yeah, tell me about it. We're only like halfway through this video. Then again, I did record like an hour 46 minutes, so it's like I kind of I know usually we were like good for Actually, we did start a bit earlier than usual, so. But yeah, it's like, I know we typically run for like a good hour and a half. So that's kind of what I was aiming for. And then I got into a really good run, so basically, like, whatever, I'll just get through this run and then end it. And I got to, like, almost the final level. Yeah, it's like, huh. So yeah, Pony Life will be will, I guess, be back next week. And if for whatever reason it's not, I'm sure we can work something out.
If sources tell me correct, well, sources tell me correctly. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be back.
Okay. That's weird that it took like a single week break, though. Like, huh.
For the longest time, for the longest time we were a little questioning what happened to the question daily posts. But when I finally found a schedule that seemed to make a bit of sense, I was like, that explains a bit.
Yeah, it's like I was looking at, like, okay, Equestria Daily episode post. It's like, wait, that's last week. Where the episode? And then I looked in Discord, like, you post like, oh hey, yeah, there wasn't an episode. It's like, ew.
I actually did see they had a post they were going to edit. They were going to edit when they actually got the episodes that they would normally edit as soon as they would get the episodes. Then that disappeared. Although the Twitter post is still up.
I was wondering, like, okay, next episode stuff. Wait, there is no next episode this week. Delete the evidence. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, like, I'm not trying to split on how I want to collect the comics. Like, part of me is like, okay, collect the trade paperbacks for everything up to the season 10, then collect the single comics, then maybe collect the trade paperbacks of that later. Like, okay, single issues for the definitely canon stuff. Maybe go back later.
I currently have the first two arcs on trade paperback, and I have the second part of the Trixie Mystery arc as part of a convention package.
Huh. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I actually picked up the first issue of the My Little Pony manga today. Basically as a consolation prize since I didn't have my comics in. Like, okay, pony stuff, ponies. Ooh, is that the manga? Sure, why not? uh,
I have a feeling I'm going to be the best of both worlds from this point outwards.
yeah. I also realized that, okay, if I keep collecting these, I'm gonna need to get a comic box. Or like one of those, comic binders. It's like a card binder, except you just have sleeves to hold your comics. Because, like, yeah, the shelf space occupied by cards isn't exactly being used right now, since, like, yeah, the local meetups basically aren't happening, and even when they were happening, they weren't really happening. The local meetups have basically kind of died, even before all of this started to happen. Which is kind of unfortunate, because, like, I did enjoy going to the meetups, but it's like, actually, I think it may have gotten, I don't remember what days it was, but basically just like, oh hey, every 2 weeks, card game thing, and like no one was really signing up for it, and uh, yeah,
Worth mentioning, I did finally. Worth mentioning, I am on the meet. I was on the media sites. I was on the meetup site since about last year-ish. Shortly after my viewings of the documentary material.
I
I've been hearing about this whole meetup stuff for a while, and I've been hearing about this whole meetup stuff for a while, and I'm like, pretty much, pretty much by the time myself documented, I'm like, I'm gonna see what this is all about. Some unfortunate, I could still able to get a link to a film meetup that Nate advertised back when the movie came out, which helped me out a bit.
yeah, like the group kind of was kind of like petered out at like around like I want to say part way through season 8. I know we had an event for like the last official card game set. Actually, actually, now I think about it, most of the most of the final meetups were just like, oh hey, the premiere for the new card game set, which I believe I heard that the newest official set basically the reins handed over to like the commentary is magic people, like the fandom is in charge of the card game now because like Enterplay doesn't really care anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new card game set that like okay, you just print these out. These have all been balance checked and whatever by the card experts. Which I mean, hey, trying to keep the card game alive. I can respect that. Uh,
Well, it looks like the group is still up from what I'm seeing. Previous event, previous event was a previous event was the EFNW All Hooves meeting number 4 online, of course.
Yeah, I think it's like the Portland area bronies that have kind of like basically dissolved. All right, don't mind the video thing. That's normal. Long story short, it was dinner time. So I was like, okay, just like put this here. Actually, since we're live, skip ahead, skip ahead. There we go. Live, everyone. Eh, yeah. The great thing is about having pre-recorded footage. If need be, you can skip whatever. But yeah. So by rough estimate, I should have my August snack box within about a half month. Which means I should really start hurrying up on the July box. It's like, hey, 18 other things to try. Uh, Also, I really need to get around to actually uploading the videos. I think part of it's like general motivation levels have just been kind of like, eh.
On the plus side, the Crew families returned to concert streaming.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like, cool. Like, here we are just padding out time.
On a similar note, I was on a bit of a convention game show fix of sorts. And at some point, I ended up running into a channel that I hadn't seen in quite a while, Grego's Game Shows, which at one point was at Chemi, Chemicon, hosted Celebrity Family Feud, Team 4 Star versus Channel Awesome.
Oh. Yeah, I never heard of them.
4 Star?
Oh, I mean the channel. You the channel you found.
Oh,
Of course,
Grego.
I've heard of Team 4 Star. It's like, yeah.
Let's just say, last I can remember, a while ago when I was searching a lot of convention videos, Jeopardy games happened to be a part of them, and Grego was one of the channels that hosted one.
Right. Oh, that reminds me, convention stuff. Like, yeah, apparently the rooms for Everfree are already sold out. Like, huh, that was quick. Or at least for the main hotel, anyway. It's like, hey, the rooms are up. Okay, day later, it's like, okay, gonna book the room and none available.
I'm sure it's mentioned at an earlier time before all the stuff went down. They're gonna get the other. They're gonna get other. They're gonna get the. They're gonna get nearby blocks.
Right. Yeah, but part of the reason why I didn't book the room right when I saw the news is I believe I was on the phone and quite possibly on my way to work. So it's like, yeah, I can't do this here. But yeah, hopefully that'll get all sorted out and actually, now that I think about it, like it's weird. It seems like most of the rooms I saw were like that they have available. It's like, oh, one bed. What? You want multiple people? Screw you. You get one bed. Like, huh. That's another thing I have to work around. Hopefully they have more options.
Well, my parents were able to arrange a railway while we were at BabsCon, so oh, and I do, oh, and I definitely recall first time we were rooming together. Uh, One of the party members was sleeping on the floor.
Ah, yeah, I definitely try to book a room so there's enough bed space for everyone. Because I know the pain of having to sleep on the floor.
I'm back with Grego. He was at a lesser known convention called Brony Fest, advertised Brony Fanfare on the same video, and the more recent one one of the newer videos that I watched he actually held a game at Ponyville Cider Fest 4 years ago.
Ah, oh yeah, that reminds me, like, hey, another pony convention shut down. Yeah, Alicon over in Australia. Yeah, canceled for this year, and yeah, no plans for 2021 yet. And it's like, yeah. Which
Yeah,
again, with the main series over, it's expected that there's gonna be less conventions. It's unfortunate for them that the last one basically got noped out of existence due to the current ongoing everything.
there was a bit of a there was a bit of a teaser of potential resurgence in the same way that Vancouver Pony Expo came about sometime after Brony Can, so
Yeah. So yeah, there's still potential for like some form of comeback, but we'll see. Of course, we'll also see if things will be better enough by next year that we'll still be able to do conventions. Here's hoping. But yeah, it's almost 11, so we've probably dragged things long enough.
I would like to know that. I would like to know that if Richmond did, if Rich, Richmond British Climate Conventions didn't happen again, didn't come about for me, again. 4 years, or wasn't? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yeah, 15, 17, okay. 5 years doing convention. 5 years of a convention in 5 years of a convention in Richmond is an impressively good run. That is a that is a that is again if Van Hooper hadn't risen from the ashes, so to speak.
Yeah, at least now we know that if Pony Life goes on hiatus or ends, we always have the comic up to a certain point. Really depends on how much comic we have before, or stuff stops happening. Then I guess after that, hey, Gravity Falls again. Woo! Because it's always good to have backup plans.
I believe we're also keeping our eyes open for G5.
Oh, right, that. Thought that was supposed to be like next year. Although, given current situations, could potentially see a bit of a delay. Who knows? So, want to wrap things up for this week?
I saw this Dissectables. I was like, interesting concept.
Mhm.
I'm sure those who have done some anatomy-based works will have a field day with those.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that figure series you were collecting.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that they're gonna be making announcements soon. And I'm like, okay, what's coming next?
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard about that. Like, okay, can we get a Trixie? Ooh, and a Derpy. It's probably gonna be a. There's probably gonna be a Derpy. Discord Nitro's $9.99 a month. Ugh. Okay, not to set off. Next time I have pre-recorded footage, run it through the video editor and export it at 720p.
especially if you pause the game for whatever reason.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna edit out that "be right back" bit for when I upload it to YouTube. Like, actually, actually doing the "be right back" was actually a good idea because that way I'll know at which points to edit, which points to cut out. Very unintentional thinking. Yeah, today we learned that Discord doesn't play nice with larger video formats, unless you pay out $10 a month.
But again, this isn't anything new. Remember when I was at Rose City and you were playing Breath of the Wild?
And yeah, and that one, uh, that was a while ago. Like I had completely forgot about that.
Coming up on one, coming up on 1 year in about a month, to be precise.
Yeah, one thing to know about me, if you haven't noticed already, my memory not exactly the best.
Totally, totally depends considering how you remember the drinking game.
Actually, I had completely forgotten about it until you mentioned it. And it's like, oh yeah, that thing. But you would think that with it being one of the things that stood out from, standing in line a whole bunch, that, it would have stood out in my memory. Hey, I'll just blame the alcohol I drank that night. So yeah, we padded that up pretty good, because like there's only 10 minutes, okay, slightly more than 10 minutes left of the video. But yeah, like the thing that really killed me in this run is I basically picked up a relic that increases your overall power but decreases your max health at the beginning of each stage. Of course, I didn't know that when I picked it up because, yeah, it only gives you like a vague description of what it does. So basically, if you get into the section where you get like the use at your own risk stuff, have a guide ready. Well, I wonder if there's a mod for that. Hmm.
On a game related note, I can say Minecraft has been has definitely received a lot of additions from the newer mobs to some new items, including clay. Clay apparently makes an appearance in this latest version.
Okay, so I'm looking up a 20XX mod, and it's giving me Super Smash Brothers mods. Like, what? That isn't even remotely what I'm looking for. Oh, so it has a Nexus mods page. Okay. Yeah, I'll look at that ad later. So yeah, comic was good. good buy for something that was supposed to be free, but hey, with the current situation in the world, what can he do?
I have a feeling it depends on the how. I have a feeling it depends on how you actually get it.
Yeah. Also depends on your location. Like I said in the past, apparently my comic book store basically canceled all the free comic book day stuff because like, hey, there's gonna be a free comic book day, so why bother? Even though the whole free comic book month thing and yeah.
My guess is it was hard to pinpoint how that situation would be sorted.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand. Like, it's a whole weird situation.
But yeah, characters were handled pretty good. The it all transitioned pretty well. Artwork, of course, is pretty nice, pretty nice and laid back.
It's what I've come to expect from the comic.
It works considering how coming story will definitely be doing all that expressive work that Price is known for.
Yeah.
Again, kind of wish the YouTube upload had included the whatever we're posting in the video anyway.
Yeah, Discord is. I have no idea what Discord is doing. Like, why you do this? It's like ever since one of the recent updates, it's just been acting weird. Hey, the video is almost over anyway. Spoiler alert, I died.
As I was saying, kind of wish the YouTube upload had included that secondary story, but then again, my guess is it was a bit more focused on the main series, so that's an excusable. When her cheese sandwich and Pinky though, I knew it was gonna be good.
Yeah. Was there something that would have been cool? It's like with the Guardians of Harmony is if like each of the figures came with like a little comic book. That would have been a great inclusion to that series.
I get the feeling that was an intent at some point.
Yeah.
Somehow never thought to mention it until this point. The particular toy that the story actually ties to I've been trying to get that for a while.
Oh,
If only because it's one of the few official cheese sandwich merch.
yeah, My Little Pony Guardians of Harmony cheese sandwich figure with party tank, $23.90 on Amazon with free shipping. Also, Funko My Little Pony cheese sandwich vinyl figure. Wait, what? Okay, third-party seller. It, they actually made a they actually made a Funko cheese sandwich? Huh.
Wow. Apparently I was the only person that knew. In this group, at least.
Yeah. Mind you, I kind of stopped collecting the Funkos, not because I don't like them, but because I'm kind of out of shelf space. I say this as I have like 3 of the Kotobukiya figures pre-ordered. Actually, I got a notification the rarity has been delayed again. It'll show up eventually. Yeah, do you want me to send you a link to the Guardians of Harmony one?
I actually have a couple searches saved on the few spending apps, so
Okay, just thought I'd ask.
at some point I will eventually find find something workable.
Okay. Wow, the Fluttershy figure's going for about $185. Yeesh.
Doesn't sound like there's a signature attached to it.
Huh?
Doesn't sound like there's a signature attached to it. That could mean something.
Right. Anyway. Yeah, comic good. Pony Life more next week.
We'll keep our eyes open on that note.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, first time listening into the second part featuring cheese sandwich. Definitely sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, for what's basically a tie-in to a toy, they actually made a decent story out of it. That, that actually works with everyone in character. So props to the writers for that one.
Totally. But yeah, we're gonna keep our eyes open to make sure. Gonna keep our eyes open with hopes that the sources I found regarding the schedule will have things back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think we still have a Gravity Falls episode on standby.
True. And hey, worst case scenario, I can always review the My Little Pony manga. But Gravity Falls sounds like a safer bet. But again, hopefully it'll be Pony Life again. Anyway.
Yeah. So, and it's pretty cool, as it has been for a while now. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you next week. Take care.
See you later.